Hello everyone, thank you for joining us in the February edition of Coffee Talk. I'm Arveny Rodriguez with the Rodriguez Premier Group at Keller Williams, and Lyla Chaudhry, also of the Rodriguez Premier Group. She's our buyer specialist. And today the topic is going to be new construction, things that you should be looking out for when you're purchasing a brand new home. But before we start, Lyla, with the new construction topic, let's talk about market stats here in Tampa Bay, as we do every edition. So we are still experiencing a very, very strong seller's market in Tampa, especially in the whole area of Tampa Bay. What that means is that we still have very low inventory. We still have less than a month of inventory in the area, which means there's very little homes for sale, and there's still a lot of buyers looking to purchase a home. Tampa housing values went up 29.7% over the past year. That is huge.
Surprising.
I know. This past quarter, appreciation was 7%. So if you look at the appreciation, if it continued in that same trend, by the end of the year, we'd be looking at a 35% appreciation. I mean, that is insane. I'm not saying that's going to happen, right? I mean, a lot of factors, economic factors, I mean, things that are going on internationally, the stock market, interest rates, all those things obviously have an impact on the industry as well. We don't know how that's going to play out, but we can definitely tell you that if it continues, the trend, definitely the prices are going to continue to go up. So what's happening in Tampa itself? So the median price increased by 25% over the last year, putting the median price at $362,250. This is in Tampa. The average sales price in Tampa was up 21.4%. So that price went up $446,224. I mean, that is crazy. We're looking at $400,000 prices right now, whereas just a year and a half ago, we were looking at $250,000, $300,000. Furthermore, the median time to contract in Tampa right now is only 8 days. That means the house takes an average 8 days to sell, and a lot of them take less. Doesn't mean that that's, I mean, some of them take 0 days, 1 day, 2 days, right? So on average is 8 days. So that's down 27% in the last year. Crazy statistics. Now in all of Tampa Bay, which encompasses Hillsborough County and the neighboring counties, we're looking at an average sales price up 24% at $402,832. So again, we're in the $400,000 price range. The average days on market in our general, Tampa Bay area is 21 days, which is still very low. And inventory in January of 2021, if you want to compare how the market has been doing, was 4,102 houses back in January of 2021. Fast forward January of 2022, we had 2,283 houses. I mean, you could see the drop in houses, right? And you could see where the effect has been, obviously, with the prices. So Lyla, tell me a little bit about the market and how the trend has been affecting in terms of rentals and investors purchasing in the area.
Well, Arveny, Tampa has been one of the hottest markets with rental properties. It's attracting small investors, big corporations, and we are just seeing the continuation of low interest rates and low inventory in our market right now.
Absolutely, and having the low interest rates and low inventory, that just means that the prices continue to go up, unfortunately, but it's still a great time to buy.
Yep.
So let's talk about buying a brand new home and why you should buy a new home and what you should look for when you're purchasing a new home.
So today we really want to talk about the changes in new construction. So builders are either on one of two process systems, so the offer system or the reservation system. So the reservation system is when a buyer chooses their floor plan, and once that floor plan is released, then the builder rep will reserve that home for them, and then in a few weeks they'll send out the contract and the buyer will sign the builder contract with the final numbers. And then the offer process is a little bit similar to resale, which is interesting. That's a change to note right now. So the offer process is when the buyer is talking to the sales rep and they offer highest and best right away, and sometimes at that point they're even waiving the builder incentives like closing costs. So that's a little bit different as well, because most of the time with the highest and best, you're offering more than what it's listed at.
And something that you just mentioned about the builder's incentive, I mean, a lot of times builders do offer incentives, and that's always been a plus in buying new construction. A lot of buyers have actually moved forward with new construction because they, like getting the closing costs, sometimes upgrades. So we used to get upgrades for them, or, thousands of dollars in closing costs incentives. And now, like you said, it's interesting that buyers now are actually giving that up in order to get the house, right? Isn't that crazy?
Exactly, yep. And then another thing we're seeing with updates and finishes, there's a back order, particularly on windows and HVAC units with the manufacturing delays. So right now, most builders are actually picking those finishes for you. So before, builders were able to choose their buyers were able to choose their package, choose their finishes, but right now, builders are pre-selecting them.
And again, it's because of the time,
Exactly.
I mean, right now it's taking so long for builders to build these homes that it makes it a lot easier for them if they could pre-select. And again, remember, they're buying in bulk too. So they're getting better pricing for them, and they by buying bulk, obviously they know that they're going to get the materials hopefully in a timely fashion. And if they don't, at least they're able to move the houses along. And that's why I'm sure you're going to talk about the process of how many houses are they actually releasing on a monthly, sometimes weekly basis, right?
Yeah, so some builders are just releasing a few homes per month. They're withholding their inventory, so that is also changing prices right now too. So if a builder tells you a price, it's more of an estimate, and once you either reserve or offer on that home, most likely that price is going to be increased. So just be ready for that price increase as well.
Absolutely. So Lyla, why do you think it's important for a buyer to do a home inspection on a new construction?
So with builders really trying to build very quickly, sometimes not everything is accounted for. I'm not saying that's always the case, but it's a really big investment buying a home, and a home inspection is only a fraction of that price. So it's really important to get that inspection, make sure everything was correct with the home, because it's not always the case, and protect yourself.
Absolutely, and just to add to the home inspection, like I said, I mean, that's an extra set of eyes that you have. I always say the more eyes you have on the house, the better, right? You have the builder, you have their third-party companies, because they also have their own inspections. You have the county inspection, you have the buyer, you have us looking through as well at the walkthrough. But if you have that home inspection done, the builder will definitely look at the inspection, and they will correct anything that the home inspector finds. And a lot of times there are things that we or the buyer actually cannot find, because they're looking at things in the attic, they're looking at the roof, they're looking at the HVAC. So these are things that we're not going to be looking at when we do a home inspection, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so definitely buying a new home is great. I mean, you get warranties with the new home, and it's really a nice feeling that you're the first person that actually moves into this beautiful home. But just be aware that there are certain steps that you should definitely take, such as having a home inspection, for example, and just really thinking it through before you actually make the step. As Lyla said, right now there are delays, not because of the builders, it's just because of the economic conditions, because of the, just the market right now, and the market being so crazy in terms of demand. So the properties are taking a little bit longer to build, probably 8 to 10 months, sometimes a little bit longer than that. So if you're planning to buy a home and you're currently renting and you're in a lease situation, just make sure you account for the timeline, because if you need to extend your lease, you may have to have that conversation with your landlord, so that they also are aware that you're buying a brand new home and it's not built yet, right? Or it's being built.
Definitely prepare and plan ahead.
prepare, absolutely. Well, again, this topic is a topic that we'll probably continue to talk about throughout the year, because it's really a good topic, and a lot of buyers here in our area are purchasing new homes, because we do sell a lot of new construction. Our team, last year we sold over 20 new homes, so we know the market, we know how to negotiate and really navigate through the process to make it a lot easier for the buyers in terms of purchasing a new home. So if you're interested in looking to buy a new home, give us a call, or even a resale as well, give us a call. If you're looking to sell, still a great market, still a sizzling market, give us a call as well. So,
Arveny, I actually wanted to mention one more point.
Oh, yeah.
Really quickly, why use a realtor with new construction? So sales rep are actually representing the builder and not you as a buyer. So there is a little bit of bias in that. So using a realtor, a buyer's agent, helping you purchase a home is free of charge to you as a buyer, and we can help you with any advice, questions, and even recommend inspection companies along the way, and really just be that extra set of eyes.
Absolutely. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you in the March edition of Coffee Talk. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.